Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Parsons Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's high school varsity girls soccer contest as part of the round of 16 of the 2023 MIAA Division I Girls Soccer State Tournament. Today's contest pits the visiting 12th-seeded Needham High Rockets against the hosting 5th-seeded Brookline High Warriors. This should be a fantastic playoff soccer matchup today. Not just because it's a matchup between two local Bay State Conference rivals that sit just a couple towns over from each other, but because, interestingly enough, while Brookline is the higher seed in this tournament as the 5th seed, Needham is actually one of just 3 teams that handed Brookline a loss in the regular season. These two teams played just once back on September 19th, and the Rockets, playing in Needham at DeFazio Park, came away with a 2-0 victory over the Brookline Warriors, getting 2 goals off of corner kicks, both of them credited to Hannah Levine, although one of them was technically an own goal. It's just, in terms of who, legally gets credited for the goal. So this is far from a layup for either team coming in today. This should be a good one. And just in terms of cosmic coincidences, it's the exact reverse of what happened on the volleyball court just 2 days ago, as the 5th-seeded Needham High girls volleyball team hosted the 12th-seeded Brookline girls volleyball team in Needham on Monday as part of their round of 16 contest, and the lower-seeded Brookline squad had defeated Needham in the regular season. So exactly reversed, and for those of you who follow my streams of other sports, you know that Needham ultimately came away with the win in that one, 3-0, eliminating Brookline from the playoffs. So while everything about the setup has been reversed, Brookline will certainly be hoping that the result remains in favor of the higher-seeded team like it was on Monday. And Brookline's riding quite a bit of momentum into this contest, coming off an astounding 10-0 victory over number 37 Chelmsford in the round of 32 on Sunday. As we take a look at some graphics I prepared just to help illustrate how insane that game was, here we see the full list of scoring stats for Brookline. McKenna Hammond led the way with 3 goals. Amra Ukamadu and Jada Kimbrough had 2 goals each. Sydney Freeze led the way in helpers with 3 assists. Anna Leshley, Vilena Chernychev, and Juliana Siegel all had 1 goal and 1 assist each. Amalia Lindgren-Palm had 2 assists, and Lila Cannon and Greta Radke had 1 assist each. And it was also quite a game of milestones. As you see, it was a day of firsts. Among those firsts, McKenna Hammond had her first varsity career hat trick with the 3 goals that she scored to lead the team. Kimbrough and Siegel each scored their first varsity career goals in that game. Amalia Lindgren-Palm and Greta Radke each had their first varsity career assists. And for Vilena Chernychev, as well as McKenna Hammond, it was their first career playoff goals. Not their first career goals, but first career playoff goals. And for Sydney Freeze, Lila Cannon, and Juliana Siegel, it was their first career playoff assists. Oops, wrong one. And then for a couple of players, it was kind of a milestone in terms of, repeated scoring. For Amra Ukamadu, the senior co-captain, she has now scored a goal in 3 straight postseasons and has scored twice in 2 straight postseasons for a total of 5 career playoff goals. Meanwhile, Anna Leshley, one of the junior co-captains, has registered a point in 3 straight postseasons, so she's had at least 1 goal or 1 assist in 3 straight postseasons. She's got a total of 2 goals and 2 assists for her playoff career so far. So an amazing game for them. Of course, Needham, no slacker in the round of 32 as the Rockets defeated number 21 Woburn 3-0 in their round of 32 contest. But the PA announcer about to take over. And so soon we will get our starting lineups, national anthem, and the start of this ball game.
Participating student athletes, coaches, and content officials have worked diligently to prepare for today's competition. Please show your appreciation by demonstrating good sportsmanship and respect for all in attendance. Ensure that your behavior reflects the values that should be identified with these student athletes. Assume the responsibility for your behavior, those around you. If you require assistance, please call upon an MIAA school or security official. Our great nation has persevered through the leadership and sacrifices of the men and women who have served or are currently serving in our armed forces. We invite both veterans and current military personnel to stand. We thank you for your service to our country. Now, we invite all to stand for the national anthem. And now for your starting lineups. The Needham Rockets. Number 4, junior captain, Ava Chipinelli.
Now the starting lineups first for Needham, starting with the junior captain number 4, Ava Chopinelli. And I heard number 10, Callie McCarthy, number 8, Kira Wolin.
Number 16, Kate O'Neill.
Number 16, Kate O'Newalling.
Jessica Breyer.
Number 18, Jessica Breyer.
Maya Dixon.
Number 20, Maya Dixon.
Number 26, junior captain, Emma Spear.
Number 26, junior captain Emma Spear.
Number 29, Hannah Levine.
Number 29, Hannah Levine.
Natalia Lee.
And in goal, number 30, Natalia Lee.
The Needham Rockets are coached by Kayla Steves and assistant coach by
And the head coach of the Needham High Rockets is Kayla Steves.
for your Brookline Warriors. Number 4, freshman Haley Ament.
Now the starters for Brookline, starting with number 4, Haley Ament.
Sophomore Mirabel Kesselman.
Next, number 31, Mirabelle Kesselman.
Sophomore Julia Vianello.
Number 13, Julia Vianello.
Number 29, Sydney Freeze.
Number 15, Sydney Freeze.
Number 15, Junior Babette Hall.
Number 15, Babette Hall.
Junior number 23, McKenna Hammond.
Number 23, McKenna Hammond.
Junior captain, Anna Leshley.
Number 28, Anna Leshley.
Junior captain, Vilena Chernychev.
Number 25, Vilena Chernychev.
Senior, Emma Eisenhower.
Number 16, Emma Eisenhower.
Captain, Amra Okamadou.
Number 10, Amra Ukamadou. And starting in goal, number 38, Julia Cherwin.
Maddie Cheney and
Head coach of the Brookline High girls soccer team is Ben Peters. All right, we'll soon be getting this one underway in the round of 16 of the state tournament. It's Brookline against Needham. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and you are watching Brookline High Soccer.
McKenna Hammond now off to the races. McKenna Hammond breaking away. And there's the hat trick! Sends a leading pass, crashing. Leslie scores!
All right, the two teams huddling up. Brookline in their dark blue jerseys with white jersey numbers. Needham kind of the reverse, white jerseys and dark blue jersey numbers. And we will soon be getting this one started. All right, the two teams take the field. We're about to get this one started. Needham gonna start us off in the middle. Trying to see the jersey number of who's getting us started. Having a little trouble with it, but we'll soon be getting this one underway. Here we go. Pass goes back a couple times back to Hannah Levine, further back to the back line to Ava Chiapinelli. Now out far side, Needham tries to work it up the line. They lose it out of bounds. And now we got a hard physical collision, but not before the ball was lost out of bounds. It is a Needham ball. Throw in, deflected, out of bounds, still Needham ball. Throw in, and it's once again out off Brookline. Needham moving slowly up the far sideline. Oh no, they've got a free kick. They called a foul for a push on the Brookline defense. Free kick sails towards the box. It's knocked out by Anna Leshley. Rolls up to Amra Ukamadu. Ukamadu sends a pass up to Leshley. Leshley taking off with speed, sending a leader down the far sideline for Ukamadu. Ukamadu gets it, trying to race, but couldn't keep control of her dribble. And now battling with Chiapinelli. It rolls out of bounds. Who touched it last? Chiapinelli touched it last. This is going to be an early corner kick for Brookline. Great speed from both Leshley and Ukamadu to move that ball coast to coast on that one. Now they set up for a corner kick. Sydney Freeze setting up to take the corner. Flies in. Ooh, just missed high. A little bit over the head of, I think, the primary target, Anna Leshley. Then it bounced off, I think, someone's foot and just flew high. So a goal kick for Needham. Chiapinelli going to take this one. Pops this one up. Deflects. Scrum for the ball. It's knocked towards the near side. It's going to be boxed out by Callie McCarthy. She just let that one roll out of bounds. Needham ball. Throw-ins deflected to the middle, controlled by Emma Eisenhower. Passed back to the back line to Julia Vianello. Vianello sends it up to Ukamadou. Ukamadou sends to the outside back to Vianello. Vianello trying to force her way upfield, and Needham knocks it out of bounds. Vianello throws it in, lost out of bounds, and last touched by Leshley. It'll be Needham ball. Throw in, battled, won by Vianello. Vianello tries to send it up the line, taken by the defense, but then stolen back. Fancy feet by Ukamadou. Now tries a pass, but mistimed with Hammond, and so it's taken away by the Rockets. Sent up far side, and they ran out of room. Ran out of room on the sideline. It's Brookline ball. Throw in goes to Hammond. Hammond's kick bounces off a defender and is kicked back upfield, but it's taken back by Leshley. Leshley, trying to thread the needle, is met by a defender, and it's knocked out of bounds. Throw in to Leshley. Leshley turning around, trying to fight through multiple defenders, but runs out of room. And Needham just going to let that one roll out of bounds. Another goal kick coming up. This is Chiapinelli setting up to kick it. Kicks it. Bouncing. Deflected and kicked upfield. And knocked away by, I believe, Kesselman as it's knocked back. Deflected down and controlled. I believe that's Kira Wolin. Pass it to the outside, sent up the line now. And knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Needham. Vianello and Ukamadou on the double team there as Vianello throws it in. And Hammond barely keeps it in bounds. Vianello pops it up in the air. Ukamadou touches it forward. It's kicked away by Hannah Levine. A reminder, it was Hannah Levine who scored both of Needham's goals the last time these two faced off back on September 19, with Needham dealing Brookline one of just 3 losses they would have the whole regular season. Hammond dribbling with it now, tries to send it to the middle, but nobody there. It's kicked away, I believe, by Chiapinelli. Now pushed forward, but it's right to Kesselman. Kesselman sends it back to Hall. Hall kicks it up the middle, intercepted by Wolin, but stolen back by Eisenhower. Pass to the outside to Vianello. Vianello sends it back to Kesselman. Kesselman across to Hall. Hall pass near side to Haley Ament. Ament upfield to Velena Chernychev. Chernychev's kick deflects off of Maya Dixon, and it's collected by Eisenhower. Eisenhower kicks it up to Ukamadou. Ukamadou, a little bit of work to corral it, but she does. Turns around, looking for somewhere to go. Too many white jerseys in there, taken away by Wolin. Sent forward to number 11, Gianna Moreski. Now it's knocked further upfield, and it's taken by Kesselman. Sent back to the goalie, Julia Cherwin. Cherwin sends it up far side to Vianello. Vianello winding up and kicking it upfield. Knocked back by Chiapinelli. Taken back by Eisenhower. Kick to the middle, deflected and collected. Goes back to Dixon. Kicked upfield to Moreski. Moreski knocked away by Chernychev. Recovered by Hall. Hall, a big leading kick. Ukamadou off to the races. Battling. Ukamadou gets the ball. Cuts back towards the middle. Shoots, walled off, but she recovers her own rebound. Turns around, still battling. Taps it back to Leshley. Leshley faking out Chiapinelli, trying to dribble through, but walled off by Wolin. Ball recovered by Eisenhower and set back to Vianello as Brookline resets. Big defensive hustle by Chiapinelli for that one, as that's headed away, I believe, by Emma Spear. Stolen back by Leshley, pass to Hammond, who pops it up in the air, downed by Ukamadou. Ukamadou pass back to Leshley. Leshley turns around, sends it back. Oh, no, that was Eisenhower, not Leshley. Forgive me. Hall sends it up to Freeze. Freeze, poked away by Dixon, sent further upfield by McCarthy, gets up to Moreski. Moreski manages to send a leading pass, but Vianello too fast along the wings, and she takes it away. Back to Hall and back to Cherwin. Cherwin up the far side to Vianello. Vianello sending it up the line for Leshley. Leshley met by a defender, but recovers the ball and passes it back to Vianello. Vianello looking for where to go. She goes up the line to Ukamadou. Ukamadou racing up the far sideline, cuts towards the middle, but again runs out of room. Too many white jerseys in there. Pass goes up to Moreski. Moreski sends it up the far side, but nobody there, and it rolls out of bounds. You know, Brookline's got to be careful that they don't fall into too many bad offensive habits after the relatively easier time they had against the Chelmsford defense on Sunday. Long kick goes up to Freeze. Pass back to Ament. Now over to Chernychev and back to Hall. Hall sends it back to Cherwin. Cherwin over to Kesselman. Now Kesselman boots it upfield, bounces past the defense, but a little too far for Ukamadou, and it's going to roll out of bounds and be Needham ball. We're about 9 minutes into this contest. No score as of yet between 5th-seeded Brookline and 12th-seeded Needham. This one deflects. It's taken by Hammond. Hammond passes it all the way back to Hall. Hall battles through a pressuring McCarthy and passes it out to Ament. Ament give and go with Chernychev. Back to Ament. Ament sending a leader for Freeze. Freeze racing after it. She's called for offsides. It was a nice idea, although Freeze didn't have much of a shot angle from there. She was going to have to try and send in a crosser, but no chance to do either as she's called for offsides. Ciappinelli setting up to take the free kick. Launches it across midfield, and Freeze just going to watch it bounce out of bounds. Ament throws it in. Freeze manages to get the favorable deflection off of McCarthy to keep it Brookline's possession. Throw in, knocked down, passed over to McCarthy, back to the middle, intercepted Chernychev, pass back to Hall, up to Leshley. Leshley surveying, sending a leader for Freeze. Freeze off to the races down the near side. Freeze has got it this time, no offsides. Battling against Dixon, comes around, crosser, knocked away by Ciappinelli. Wait, what did they call? What? Oh, they said that Freeze went across the baseline, and so it was out of bounds, and it's a goal kick. Ciappinelli sends it up the middle, deflects up in the air, and sent back to Ament. Ament sends it up to Freeze. Freeze turning around, looking, passes it to the middle to Leshley. Leshley sends it back to Kesselman. Kesselman sends it up to Eisenhower. Eisenhower sending a leader down the far side. Ukamadou racing with Ciappinelli. It's knocked out of bounds. Who touched it last? They say Ciappinelli touched it last. The speed of Amru Ukamadou forces another corner kick. Or, no, it doesn't. I misread the signal. I thought I saw the official pointing to the corner. But, in fact, this is a goal kick. That's my fault on that. Ciappinelli kicks it. And they call Chernychev for going over the back against Levine. Sorry about that. I'm having a bit of a battle with the windowsill here. McKenna Hammond knocks this one away. Hammond off to the races. McKenna Hammond charging in. Shot! Score! McKenna Hammond has done it again! Hammond stole it away on the back line from Dixon, took off, cut in, and a nice shot to the far post, deflects off the goalie's hands and in. And in the 13th minute, McKenna Hammond with her 4th goal of this postseason and her 6th goal in the last 3 games. Someone grab an extinguisher. This young lady is on fire. Needham resets a huge 1-0 lead for Brookline. Needham was one of just 2 teams that held Brookline scoreless in the regular season, the other one being Natick, who is the top seed in this tournament. So it is very big for Brookline to get on the board against a team that previously blanked them. The assist on the play is credited to Anna Leshley, which will count for her 2nd assist of this postseason. Now, unfortunately, I didn't quite see how that play unfolded before Hammond won the battle against the defenders. I was battling with the windowsill here at Parsons, but I hope you guys were able to see it at least, and of course I'll see it when I go back and look at the replay. Throw in goes to Moreski. Moreski sends it out far side. Racing up the far side, Vianello giving chase, and Vianello takes it away. Vianello kicks it up to Hammond. Hammond tried to send it along further, but it deflects out of bounds. Last touched by Brookline. Throw in, passed back to Levine, now up, knocked away by Kesselman, and it's another race to the ball! McKenna Hammond taking off! Hammond trying to meet the goalie, it's knocked away by the goalie, Natalia Lee. This place would have brought the house down if Hammond scored again. Almost had her 2nd goal in 2 minutes. But good instincts by Natalia Lee to come out and block that one. As that pass from Leshley is blocked, it deflects up to Moreski. Moreski trying to pass through, disrupted but recovers. Gets a pass up the middle. Now McCarthy tried to send it forward, intercepted by Vianello. Vianello sends it deflected, but kicked away by Ciappinelli. Sent further upfield, deflected by Leshley. Battle won by McCarthy, but McCarthy's pass intercepted by Freeze and sent back to Ament. Up to Chernychev. Chernychev sends it back to Hall. Hall boots it. And it's deflected. Eisenhower controls it. Pass back to Hall. Hall boots it up near side for Freeze. Freeze looking, sends it up the line to Ament. Ament cuts towards the middle, sends it to the middle to Chernychev. Chernychev back to Kesselman. Kesselman, big boot forward, off the head of a defender, into the box. Dixon trying to clear it, being boxed out by Freeze. It rolls out of bounds, and they're going to give Brookline the corner. The Warriors keeping up the pressure here in the first half. They have a 1-0 lead. It looks like the pass is going to come into Ament. Ament winds and fires, saved by Lee. Didn't have enough height on that shot. If that had gone in, that would have been Haley Ament's first varsity career goal, as the freshman has already had such a tremendous impact as a year 1 starter. This one knocked forward by Chernychev, and out comes Lee as Hammond was crashing for it again. Emma Spear did an effective job boxing her out, making sure it wasn't a straight line up to the ball. This kick headed forward by Chernychev. Oh, Hammond's not boxed out this time, but she's called offsides. You know, that initial excitement caused her to jump forward just a step while Emma Spear maintained her composure and stayed put, or might have even took a step forward to force that offsides. Ciapinelli, kick downed by Freeze. Dixon recovers it. Dixon's kick, knocked out of bounds by Freeze. Dixon throws it in. Controlled by Moreski, but knocked away by Hall. Controlled by Freeze. Pass to Leshley. Leshley jukes out a pair of defenders and takes off. Leshley kicking a leader for Freeze down the near side. Freeze can't get there in time as it rolls out the back line. Ciapinelli kicks this one up the middle. Deflection, and again they call Chernychev for going over the back of Levine. Ciapinelli taking the free kick. Knocked right back by Leshley. Goes right back to Ciapinelli. Ciapinelli kicks it upfield again. Kicked back by Kesselman, and that's going to fly out of bounds. About 21 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock here in the first half. Brookline leads Needham 1-0. Throw in, far side. Kicked upfield, controlled by Kesselman. Pass outside to Vianello. Vianello lost the battle against the double team, but it's stolen back by Leshley. Leshley kicking a leader, bouncing through the defense, but Dixon's going to get to the ball first and clear it out. Gets the ball up to McCarthy. McCarthy met by Ament. Ament could not keep it in bounds, but it was out, last touched by Needham. Throw-in goes to Freeze, knocked out of bounds, this time last touched by Freeze. Throw-in, downed by Moreski. Chernychev trying to control it, but too many white jerseys. Taken away by McCarthy. Pass intercepted by Eisenhower. Pass back to Kesselman. Kesselman boots it up far side. Ukamadou racing after it. Ukamadou dribbling up the far sideline, running out of room, and could not recollect it. That's the thing. Ukamadou's got great speed, but sometimes that great speed means that her dribbles fly way out of her control, and that's what happened on that particular play. Goal kick being fought for. Eisenhower against two, and the ball rolls out of bounds. Brookline ball. Eisenhower, one of a number of Brookline players who are showing some impressive physical fight on the 50-50 balls today, as that pass goes back to Leshley and further back to Kesselman. Now to Hall. Hall boots it upfield, deflects off of Dixon. Freeze going to collect it, pass back to Ament. Ament sends it up to Hammond. Hammond turns around, starts racing up the near sideline, tries to cut back. It's knocked loose by Dixon and lost out of bounds. Dixon couldn't recover it. It's going to be a deep opposing end throw-in for Brookline. Throw in. Cutting around, going baseline is Leshley. Pass to Hammond, knocked away, but it deflects still in the box. Ament fires, misses wide. Haley Ament has had a couple of close misses early in this one. Once again, the freshman who was tied for the team lead in regular season assists with 5, is still looking for her first varsity career goal. This ball stolen away. Vianello trying to break through, but it's knocked away by the defense. Start passing it around. I think that's Wolin. Wolin disrupted by Leshley, but Levine comes in, kicks it upfield off the head of Moreski. Now dribbling forward, cut off by Kesselman. Kesselman kicks it up the line, knocked down, but Ukamadou swoops in to take it. Pass to Leshley. Leshley dribbling up the middle, touches it out to Ukamadou. Ukamadou. Pass forward to Leshley. Leshley surveying. Cuts towards the middle. Pass misses. Ukamadou racing in. Chernychev saved by Lee. Natalia Lee doing a strong job keeping this a 1-goal game, as that was almost just the perfect opportunity for Brookline, but couldn't quite get it past the netminder. Goal kick downed by Wolin, popped up in the air, near side, off the head of Ament. Now kicked upfield by Hall. Dixon the closest, and she's just going to let it roll out of bounds. Throw in. Knocked back and forth off the head of Moreski. Leshley chases it down. Turns around, starts dribbling upfield. Long kick. Taken by Dixon. Freeze applying pressure. Dixon has to kick it out of bounds. Throw in to Chernychev. Chernychev back to Ament. Ament looking pass, intercepted by Levine. Levine dribbling, kicks it upfield, racing after it. Got the ball, dribbling against Vianello. Vianello racing. Vianello knocks it out of bounds. How about the get-back speed of Vianello against, I believe, Isabel Marino on the far side. Now a crosser kicked into the box, and coming out and taking it is Julia Cherwin. That was the first really dangerous scoring chance for the Rockets. Cherwin handled that one well to come out and take it herself. Long kick from Leshley, headed down by Spear. Knocked back, deflected a couple of times. Controlled by the Rockets. Pass goes back to Ciappinelli. Ciappinelli sends it out far side. Kick up field, chased down by Eisenhower, and sent back to Hall. Hall up the middle to Chernychev, and sent back to Hall. Now out near side to Freeze. Freeze spins off Dixon, cutting towards the middle. Freeze sends a leader for Ukamadou. Ukamadou trying to get around the defender and keep the ball in bounds. It is still in bounds. And the defense clears it out, knocked back by Vianello, but there was already a whistle, or I think there was. I'm a little confused. But play continues. Needham working it up the near side. Kesselman a little too physical in taking that ball away, and they call the penalty. Free kick for the Rockets, off ahead and out of bounds. It'll stay Needham ball. About 14:35 on the clock here in the first half. It is still a 1-0 ball game. Oh, and a throw-in violation on Needham. Ball's got to go all the way behind your head when you go for a throw-in. As that throw-in goes to Leshley and is sent back to Cherwin. Now out to Kesselman. Kesselman kicks it. Walled off, stolen back by the Rockets. A pass to the middle, just barely broken up by Chernychev and cleared out. Recovered by Levine. Pass to the outside, knocked away by Vianello. And now it rolls out of bounds. Heads up defensive play by Vilena Chernychev. Now Kesselman dribbling with it. Now pass from Leshley out to Ament. Ament to Chernychev. Chernychev to the middle. Kicks a leader for Ukamadou, but it's headed away by Chapinelli. Off the head of Levine. Sliding to kick it away is Chernychev. It's going to be chased down and kicked up field. Now a leader knocked away by Hall. Got a substitution checking in for Needham, replacing number 18, Jessica Breyer. Come on. Sorry, this windowsill is giving me fits today. Those balls stolen away by Leshley. Stops, cuts towards the middle, still looking, now kicks it upfield, walled off by Dixon. Dixon passes up to Wolin, sent back to Chapinelli. Chapinelli up to Wolin. Wolin keeps the ball, pass, goes back to Spear. Spear pops it up, near side for number 27, Sam Bonacia. Stolen away by Ament. Ament up the middle to Leshley. Touch pass disrupted by Spear, and Spear takes it away. Spear gives it to Levine. Levine kicks it up far side, finds a target, but lost control of it, out of bounds. Throw-in goes off ahead. And it's lost out of bounds, Brookline ball. About 11 and a half minutes left here in the half. Throw in back to Kesselman. Back to Sherwin. Out to Hall now. And up to Chernychev. Dang it! And now Ament trying to battle. Trying to keep the ball. Passes up to Chernychev. Outside to Freeze. Freeze dribbling, pass to a cutting Ukamadou. Ukamadou trying to send it forward, knocked away by Chapinelli. Goes back to Ament. Ament looking, kicks near side to Freeze. Freeze cuts around Dixon, racing, looking, running out of room. Cuts back. Still looking, crosser to the box, karate kick shot, headed away by Chapinelli, and the bicycle kick from Levine sends it outside the box, chased down by Eisenhower. Eisenhower double teamed, ball's knocked loose. Eisenhower recovers, shot headed away. Hard collision for the ball. Vianello wins it, passes it up the line to Ukamadou. Ukamadou winds, passes. Little bit of confusion over who is going to take that one between Hammond and Leshley, and it's booted away by Chapinelli. Brookline throw in here, 10 minutes left in the half. Knocked out of bounds again. Another throw in, corralled by Hammond. Hammond's pass knocked, stays in bounds. Needham takes it, sends it up the line. But now they run out of room, and now it's Brookline's throw in. Throw in, Leshley tries to send a pass, but nobody there. It's kicked away. But a whistle is blown. Oh, we've got an injured Needham player coming off the field. It took me a second to realize. The Needham player is coming off on her own power, looking a little hobbled, but hopefully that's nothing serious. I've been having some trouble reading some of the Needham jersey numbers, as I'm sure you've been able to tell with my commentary. especially when they're on the far side, and so I wasn't able to quite catch who that was. So we're going to have a drop ball. Ciappinelli winds up, kicks it up the middle, deflected. Levine boots it upfield. Knocked down. Hall takes it. Hall spins off a defender and pass over to Chernychev. Chernychev sends it across to Eisenhower. Eisenhower sends it upfield. It's a race to the ball. Ciappinelli gets there first and knocks it away. One of the players chasing after that ball, a recent sub for Brookline, number 3, Jada Kimbrough, into the game. We got another sub checking in, replacing Eisenhower. I think that's number 6, Paige Hammond. Throw in to McKenna. Hammond spins off a defender, past Kimbrough. Kimbrough, too much traffic, but she's still applying pressure, and they call a penalty on Kimbrough, and this will be a free kick for Needham. Free kick. Deflected down, pass to the middle. And they try and pass it to the near side, intercepted by Freeze. Freeze sends it back to Hall. Hall to Kesselman. Kesselman up the middle to Paige Hammond. Now outside to Vianello and back to Kesselman. Kesselman boots it, headed away. Kicked back towards the middle, and Leshley takes it, passes back to Chernychev. Now further back, it's going to be taken by Hall and sent back to Sherwin, who pops it out near side to Ament. 7 minutes left in the half as Ament takes off near side. Pass not in time before she ran out of room and lost it out of bounds. Dixon to throw it in. Throw in over everybody, and Hall boots it away. Dixon just going to let that fly out of bounds and throws it in again. Towards the middle, finds a target, but disrupted by Kesselman. Dixon kicks it towards the middle. Touch kick to the outside. Vianello gets there first, knocks it out of bounds. Throw in. Kicked up in the air by Hall, off ahead. Tried to pass it upfield, but couldn't. As that ball is going to roll out of bounds. Brookline ball. 6 minutes left in the half here at Parsons Field. Brookline with the 1-0 lead off the goal from McKenna Hammond, assisted by Anna Leshley. This one knocked out of bounds. It stays Needham ball. And we've got an offsides call against Needham. One of the Needham forwards was trying to sit in the corner there, but was a step ahead of Vianello without the ball, and so she's called for the offsides. The free kick flies. Off the deflection, it's lost out of bounds, Needham ball. Throw in. Out of bounds again, Needham ball once again. Another throw in. And it's kicked out again, still Needham ball. This time a kick towards the box, but it's going to be taken easily off one hop by Sherwin. Punt is deflected down and kicked upfield by the Rockets. Kesselman kicks it back up. Kimbrough had it for a second, but it's knocked away by Levine. But it's going to roll out of bounds and be Brookline ball. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I am losing this battle against the windowsill. As this one's deflected in open space, big shot saved by Sherwin. Leshley pass up the far side. Vianello sends it up for Leshley, knocked away, but a penalty called on the Rockets. Free kick going to be taken by Kesselman. About 2.5 minutes left in the half. Kesselman boots it upfield. Deflects off a defender, bouncing forward, deflected up in the air again, and that's going to bounce out of bounds and going to be a corner kick for Brookline. Still a heads-up deflection by number 2, Maeve Newman, as Leshley was crashing towards that ball. Set up for the corner kick, Freeze to take this one. Up high, maybe a little too high. What happened? I'm not sure what they called. Maybe it was an over the back or something. That was very confusing, but Brookline doesn't even get a chance to try and knock it in. And it's kicked away. Off the deflections, it goes back to Vianello and further back to Kesselman. We are now in stoppage time here in the first half. The clock frozen on the scoreboard at 2 minutes. As Needham trying to work it up the far side again. But they lose control. Kimbrough took it away but ran out of real estate. And it's lost out of bounds. Needham throw in. Off the deflection, Kesselman takes it, sends it back to Sherwin. Off the deflection, it's kicked upfield, knocked back up in the air. Off the head of Chernychev, off the head of Levine. Now booted back by Kesselman, off the head of Ciappinelli. Off the deflection, it is taken by Freeze. Freeze trying to turn the corner on Dixon. Freeze racing up, looking, cutting back, passes it back to Chernychev. Chernychev dribbling, passes it back to Ament. Ament back to Chernychev, kind of slices that pass, but it does get to Ament. Ament miscommunicates and stolen away by the Rockets. Off the deflection, it goes outside to number 9, Marino. Marino pass to Newman, disrupted by Chernychev. And there's the double whistle for halftime. Our score at half, Brookline 1, Needham 0. As we check out the replay on our game's lone score, came back in the 13th minute as McKenna Hammond, with her 4th goal of this postseason and her 6th in the last 3 games, gives Brookline the 1-0 advantage going into half. During this halftime intermission, I'd like to take a moment for a local charity spotlight. I'd like to tell you about the Brookline Community Foundation. The Brookline community, for over 100 years, the Brookline Community Foundation has been a trusted partner, supporting Brookline by investing in organizations and initiatives that help create opportunity and promote equity for everyone who lives, learns, works, and plays in our community. Among the foundation's many grant programs is the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School, which provides graduating BHS students with scholarships to help fund post-secondary education. To date, thanks to the generosity of over 140 donors, BCF has raised over $1.4 million in scholarship funding as the scholarship approaches its 10-year anniversary. Just last year, for the graduating class of 2023, over $180,000 was awarded to Brookline High School for scholarships. Your support is crucial to supporting Brookline youth as they embark on the next steps in their educational journeys. Visit brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442 to learn more about the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School and how you can make a difference right here in Brookline. Once again, brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442. And remember, as always, you can find all that information, link, and phone number for our local charity spotlight in the description section down below. Also in the description section, you can find a link to the official Venmo account for the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club, which supports both girls and boys soccer for Brookline High at all three levels, varsity, JV, and freshman. So if you'd like to help support Brookline High soccer, check out that link down below. But for now, it is halftime, so I'm going to take a little break and mute the mic, but I'm going to be back with the second half of this ball game. Stay tuned. Hello again, everybody. Back on the mic. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, coming to you live from Parsons Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the second half of this round of 16 contest of the 2023 MIAA Division I Girls Soccer State Tournament between the 5th-seeded Brookline High Warriors and the 12th-seeded Needham High Rockets. The home team Warriors holding a 1-0 advantage off of a 13th minute goal from McKenna Hammond, assisted by Anna Leshley. And a friendly reminder, if there's anything you guys would like to say during this live stream, I encourage you to say it in the live chat. You know, I may only be able to read it out during some kind of a break in the action, but it can be pretty fun. You know, people can give shout-outs to each other. I know we got a lot of folks tuning in from all over. In particular, one fan from the stands wanted me to give a shout-out to Dr. and Mrs. Riva for tuning in. So happy to hear about that. I'm going to see if maybe I can lower camera a bit so I can stop having to deal. Shoot. Ah, shoot. I'm sorry, this windowsill is kicking my butt today. Let me just raise this a bit. There we go. All right, Brookline getting the opening possession here in the second half. Here we go. Pass goes back to Anna Leshley, who pops it up near side. Battle for the ball is knocked away by the Rockets. They're still scrumming for it. It's taken by Needham, sent upfield to Gianna Moreski. Knocked away, though, recovered by Vilena Chernichev. Pass to Leshley. Anna Leshley trying to race up. Knocked loose by Hannah Levine. Recovered by Ava Chiapinelli. Sent up to Callie McCarthy, who gets past one defender. But getting back with the get-back speed is Julia Vianello. Knocks it loose. Mirabelle Kesselman kicks it back upfield. Knocked back by Chiapinelli. Downed briefly, but then knocked loose by Babette Hall. Gets to Chernichev, back to Emma Eisenhower. Errant pass intercepted by the Rockets. That's number 27 for Needham, Sam Bonacia. Couldn't keep up the offensive pressure. Kicked away. Far side, it's controlled by Sydney Freeze. Passed up to Chernichev. Chernichev. Back foot pass forward to Freeze. Freeze tries a kick, and it's walled off by Maya Dixon. Out of bounds, Brookline ball. Throw in. Lost out of bounds. It'll be Needham ball. Throw in. Back to Emma Spear, who boots it up in the air. Off the deflections, it's collected by Chernichev. Passed forward to Freeze. Freeze battling with Dixon again, and it's knocked out of bounds. Throw in. Freeze again battling with Dixon. Cuts towards the middle, gets around. Crosser to the middle, finds Amaru Kamadu trying to break through, and it's just barely kicked away by Chiapinelli. Booted up further by McCarthy, but racing out and kicking it up in the air is Kesselman, downed by Ukamadu. Pass might be a little far. Hammond chasing after it. McKenna Hammond cannot get there in time. Out of bounds, Needham ball. Throw in. Controlled by Moreski. Pass back, almost errant. Chernichev was crashing for that one, but it is kicked away by Spear. Again, the top-level get-back speed by Vianello gets him the ball. Pass back to Kesselman and across to Hall. Up far side to Haley Ament. Back to Hall and back to Ament. Ament pass to Leshley. Leshley dribbles towards the middle, now kicks a long leader. Ukamadu swooping in and taking it. trying to race around her defender. Ukamadu picking up speed. Collides with Ciappinelli, but recovers the ball. Passes it back to Vianello. Vianello sends in a crosser. It's knocked down, but knocked back towards the box now. Kicked out. Kind of whiffed on the clearing kick there. Throw in. Pass into the box to Leshley. Leshley battling against multiple defenders. Jukes around, trying to weave her way through. It's knocked back out. Recovered by Hammond. Hammond fakes, dribbles into the box, charging in, passing through the middle. Deflected, kicked. Oh, just cleared away from the goal line by Needham. The chaos in the box almost results in a score, but not quite, as it's knocked out of bounds, and this is going to be a Brookline corner. I can't even see who's kicking this corner. As it flies towards the box, headed straight up in the air, deflects a kick, walled. And we got a push over from behind that is going to draw a penalty against Hannah Levine. My apologies again. This windowsill is kicking my butt today. Setting up for the free kick. We'll see who they set up for it. It looks like they're setting up Sydney Freeze. Or they might be setting up Vilena Chernychev. Or they're setting up for a pass. They do pass it back to Leshley. Leshley dribbling, trying to weave her way through, trying to gain the edge on the far side. Battles through a defender, keeps the ball. It's tripped up again, manages to touch a pass back. It's a little out of control, but it is chased down by Chernychev. Chernychev fakes around one defender. Now tries to pass up the line. Gets a pass through. Battling up the corner. Cutting back, a kick walled off. Recovered. This is Freeze in the corner. Trying to cut around, try to send a pass through, gets to Leshley. Leshley fires a shot, and it's in! Goal scored, I believe, by Anna Leshley off the assist from Freeze. As we check out the instant replay, you can see Freeze in the corner. Sends a pass through the defense to Leshley. Leshley took a dribble in and just fired for the near side corner and got it in. In the 47th minute, goal scored by Anna Leshley, assisted by Sydney Freeze. So Leshley now with a goal and an assist in each of the Brookline's first two playoff games, as she got the assist on Hammond's goal in the first half. Pass goes back. As the PA announcer announces it. And now Freeze is racing upfield. Sydney Freeze not done attacking. Her initial pass walled. She recovers, trying to spin off her defender. It's knocked out of bounds, and that'll draw a corner kick for Brookline. Brookline refuses to let up. Freeze setting up to take the corner, but she's going to pass it back to Ament. Ament comes in, fires, misses wide. Haley Ament has had a few close chances, and you just feel like it's got to come on one of these. One of these has to go in. But for right now, Brookline holding a 2-0 advantage over the Rockets. Ironically, the same 2-0 difference that Needham beat them by back in September. But I think this game does a good job of demonstrating just how much better Brookline has gotten over the course of this season, as that was some tremendous pressure from Callie McCarthy offensively, but just couldn't get the angle on the deflection that she needed. Bit hard to see the ball as we've got an impressive crowd out here at Parsons. Battle for the ball along the near sideline, out of bounds. Brookline ball again. Throw in. Leshley dribbling towards the middle. Pass back to Hall. Up far side to Ament. Ament to Leshley. Popped up in the air. Deflects. Sent back. Gets away, but it's chased down by Kesselman. Up to Leshley. Back to Ament. Cross to Hall and back to Sherwin. This pass, errant, intercepted by Moreski. Moreski trying to charge her way through, but it's knocked away and recovered by Vianello, but applying some forward pressure, and they draw the penalty there off the efforts from Isabel Marino, as she was kind of boxing out Vianello, and they called Vianello for kind of trying to wrap around her. Interesting angle for a free kick here for the Rockets. Ciappinelli fires, and it's collected by Sherwin, but they do not call a corner. Needham was trying to get them to call a corner there, but they do not. That kick flies out of bounds. It'll be Needham ball. Now we've got a whistle for offsides against Needham. Leshley fakes out her defender and dribbles upfield. Long kick, nobody there. It's taken by Ciappinelli. Pass forward, pass back to Spear. Spear kicks it upfield off the head of Ament. Kicked back by Levine. Deflects off Hall and is chased down by Ament. Ament kicks it, gets the favorable deflection, and it's Brookline ball. We got a fan from a Brookline fan checking in from Barcelona. Thank you for tuning in, Kay Jerniga.
Let's go, Brookline!
Throw in. Knocked away by Leshley. It's going to go back to Spear, who taps it over to Ciappinelli, who sends it up the line, knocked back by Kesselman, recovered now by number 25, whose kick kind of off the mark. That's number 25, Chelsea Heeger. And I have no earthly idea what is happening down this near sideline. I literally can't see. It's booted away by Brookline, kicked back by Levine. Gets up to Marino. Marino met by Kesselman, who kicks it away. Recovered by Heeger. Heeger tries to pass back, but it's stolen by Ukamadu. Pass over to Leshley. Leshley turns around, goes up the middle. Looking, now sends a forward pass for Freeze. Freeze dribbling. Freeze trying to juke her way through. And finally just ran out of room, but the clear is recovered. Oh, for a brief second, Hammond had that one, but it's cleared out. So that one rolls out of bounds. Throw in to Ament. Leshley, excuse me. Leshley dribbling. Leshley forcing it through. Now a pass off the mark, kicked away. Recovered by, not recovered by Ament. It bounces out of bounds. Now out of bounds, Brookline ball. Ament throws it in. Tapped back, goes to Leshley. Leshley dribbling, gets around one. Leshley trying to break through. Leshley fires! Leshley scores again! If you give Anna Leshley a hole to dribble through, she is going to take advantage. Let's take a look at the replay on that one. We see Leshley just takes off to the races and just weaves through a couple of defenders. They give her the hole to break through, almost like a running back, and then she just fired the cannon and scored. 3-0 Brookline leads Anna Leshley with her second goal of the day. Not quite sure who assisted that one. I might be able to check the replay again, but for now I'm not entirely sure. But 3-0, Brookline now leads Needham. Pass goes all the way back to Sherwin. So Anna Leshley with 2 goals and 1 assist so far today. What a day she is having. This one simply knocked out of bounds by Brookline. And we got a throw-in violation against Needham again. That's the second time that's happened to them today. This throw-in knocked back to Hall. Hall pass out to Ament and back to Hall. Hall winds and boots it. Headed back. Kicked back by Leshley. Ball being scrummed for, kicked forward by Needham, but it's recovered by Vianello, passed up to Ukamadu. Ukamadu fakes out a defender and takes off running. Ukamadu pass to the outside, finds Hammond. Hammond dribbling, cuts, lost the ball, but now gets it back off of the deflection. Pass to Comadou. Comadou cutting, pass to the middle, misses. Cleared out by Bonacia, but taken back by Ament. Ament dribbles in, Ament shoots, and it misses wide. Goal kick from Chiapinelli. And they call a push in the back on Brookline. This will be a free kick for the Rockets. Free kick. Bouncing along. Hall takes it. Stolen away. Pass to the middle. They try and touch it forward. And offsides called. Needham's best chance to score so far, and they get called for an offsides. Hall kicks it up. And now a penalty on Needham. Dribbling up, Leshley. Leshley pass out to Eisenhower. Eisenhower's kick deflected, but it does get to Hammond, who passes across to Ukamadu. Ukamadu dribbling, trying to cut through. Somehow keeps the ball, fires a shot. It's deflected away by the defense, and that's going to force a corner. Freeze going to take the corner kick for Brookline. In comes the ball, off ahead and on the top of the net. I'm pretty sure that was Leslie who got her head on that one. If that had gone in, we'd have 2 straight games with a Brookline player getting a hat trick. That would be crazy. Goal kick, headed down. Levine sends it forward. It's sent back to Levine, who kicks it upfield, misses her target. It's kicked back by Kesselman. Deflected down. Chernychev has the ball. Pass near side to Vianello. Vianello racing up the side. Now kicks it forward. Racing after it is Hammond, but stopped by Chiapinelli as it's kicked out of bounds. Throw in. Ukamadou touches it back to Vianello. Vianello trying to find a spot to kick. It's knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be another Brookline corner. Send in a low pass. Leslie dribbling, cutting towards the middle, tries a shot, and it's deflected wide. But they say no deflection, and so it's going to be a goal kick. Leslie is incredulous at that. She thought for sure her shot was deflected by a defender. But at the end of the day, it's the official's call. Goal kick. Deflected, kicked further forward. Headed down, but controlled by Needham, but the leading pass, nobody there. Kesselman takes it, passes back to Sherwin. Sherwin pass, errant, taken away. Pass from Wolin to the middle, broken up by Hall. Kicked forward by Eisenhower, gets up to Chernychev. Now stolen back. Kicked forward. Oh, headed right to Bonacia. Shot is sailed high. Bonacia had a golden opportunity. Pass. Kicked upfield by Brookline. And this is controlled by Hammond. Hammond just backing down. Ball's knocked out of bounds.
Hey, guys, are you able to move just a little to the left?
Thank you. Brookline working it forward. Hammond, touch pass to an open Chernychev. Chernychev sends it forward for Freeze, who chases it down along the baseline. Freeze dribbling, double teamed. Trying to escape. She dribbles back, keeps the ball, tries to spin. Freeze, successful spin, crosser in, knocked out. Cleared out by the Rockets. Throw in for Brookline. Tried to spin, but that time stolen away and kicked out of bounds. Last touch by Brookline. Less than 20 minutes left in this contest. Brookline leads by 3. Hall boots that one way upfield. Chased down by Hammond. Hammond dribbling, cuts back, crosser to the middle. Stopped by Chernychev, but she couldn't take it herself. Instead, it's touched forward to Chernychev from Freeze. Now back to Freeze. Freeze. Jukes out a defender. Pass. Sent back from Hammond to Kesselman. Kesselman winds and kicks it forward off the bounce. Leslie turning around. Leslie cuts back. Leslie fires. It's walled. Recovered briefly, but then cleared out by the Rockets as Bonacia kicks it upfield. Hall gives it to Ament. Ament escapes the defender, now passes forward, misses. Leshley kicked away by Levine out of bounds. Boy, you know, for that brief second there, everybody was wondering if Leshley was about to get the hat trick, but not quite that time. This one kicked back. This one deflected forward and chased down by the Rockets. Booted upfield. Kicked back by Leshley. Needham sends it forward. Now further forward, knocked down by Hall. Out to Ament and back to Hall. Hall upfield. Gets to Freeze, but disrupted by Dixon. And disrupted by another player. Gets it back to Dixon. Kicked upfield. Knocked down by Hall. Hall sends it up to Freeze. Freeze pass back to Chernychev. Chernychev back to Hall. Hall to Kesselman. Kesselman dribbling up the middle. Sends it forward to Chernychev. Chernychev sends it out near side to Vianello. Vianello dribbling. Still dribbling. Poked out of bounds by Bonacia. Got a substitution coming in for Brookline, replacing number 10, Amra Ukamadu, is, I believe, number 3, Jada Kimbrough. Throw in back to Eisenhower. Eisenhower back to Hall. Hall kicks it upfield to Freeze. Freeze putting on the speed. Sydney Freeze charging in. Running out of room. Cuts. And just backing down, trying to spin off her defender. Sends in a crosser. Deflected into open space. Chase down. Shot. Missed. Chernychev had almost no angle on that one and couldn't get a proper shot off. And there were no real teammates in the vicinity for a crosser. But Brookline takes it back. Ament trying to send a pass through. Deflected out. Leshley thought about it, decided against the shot. Dribbling pass to Eisenhower. Eisenhower shoots. Oh, just wide. Emma Eisenhower, the senior, almost had her first career playoff goal. She scored her first varsity career goal earlier this year as part of that thrilling comeback win against Newton South. And she almost had her first career playoff goal there. Ament takes the ball. Ament dribbling. Pass through to Chernychev. Further forward, misses. Kimbrough knocked away by the Rocket defense. Gets up to Bonacia. Tries to send it further forward for Moreski, but it's off the mark. And Ament just going to let that one roll out of bounds. Throw in to Leshley. Back to Ament and back to Hall. Hall now over to Kesselman. Kesselman sends it upfield, deflected by Wolin, but taken by Leshley. Leshley gets it forward to Chernychev. Chernychev with some space to work, sends the leader for Freeze. Freeze racing. Sydney Freeze, shot, saved, rebound, missed. Fighting, scrumming around the box. They clear it out. Brookline so close on that one to making it 4, but couldn't quite get it in. I think Kimbrough just kind of lost the rebound in her feet there. Vianello passes back to Kesselman. Kesselman winds and kicks it forward. Deflected. Waiting for it was Chernychev. Looking around, taps back to Leshley. Leshley juking, finds a hole, cutting through, pushes off a defender. Cuts around, lost the ball, just barely disrupted by, I think, Spear as it's cleared out. And now that one's sliced out of bounds. Just under 14 minutes left in this game. Warriors still lead by 3. Couple passes, gets to Bonacia. Now over to number 19, a long kick. Saved off one hop by Sherwin off the shot from Riley McGillivray. Rolled into Kesselman. Kesselman boots it upfield, headed back by Ciappinelli, out of bounds. Substitution checking in for Brookline. Replacing number 16, Emma Eisenhower, is number 6, Paige Hammond. Throw in, intercepted, kicked upfield by Kira Wolin. Sherwin simply waits for it to come in the box so she can grab it. Sherwin punts it off Leshley's head up to Kimbrough. Kimbrough battling with McGillivray. It was knocked loose but recovered by Brookline. Pass gets to Chernychev. Long pass up. Intercepted by Spear. Spear. Pass forward. Intercepted by Vianello. Vianello draws the penalty. Dribbling with it now is Leshley. Pass forward to Kimbrough, who recovers it, but has to send it back to Kesselman. Kesselman back to Hall. Hall, far side to Ament. Ament forward to Leshley. Leshley turns around, looking. Long pass out near side to Vianello. Vianello dribbling, cuts back. Now trying to gain the edge, sends in a crosser. Oh, too high. But it stays in bounds. Freeze is keeping the play going. Freeze looking for a pass, sends it to the middle. Vianello slices her shot and it flies out of bounds. She's trying to kick it with her off foot there and couldn't quite get it right. Sorry again. Dang windowsill. Kicks back and forth, and now a leader sent up by the Rockets, but nobody quite there, and it's going to be scooped up by Sherwin. Sherwin. Upfield. Kimbrough collects it. Jada Kimbrough racing up the near side. Stops. Pass back. Leshley. Leshley. Jukes. Taps to the outside to Hammond. Hammond. Crosser. Knocked high. Kimbrough almost had that one, but it flies high off her foot. The number of near scores Brookline has had today has truly been something else. I mean, on top of the 3 scores they did get. This one knocked down, taken by Leshley. Leshley dribbling, looking, firing, saved by Lee. Again, the kick with the off foot, little harder to make it go where you want. Pass to the outside, McGillivray sends it upfield to Bonacia. Tap to the middle to Moreski. Tries to pass forward, a little too far forward. And I think the ball was out of bounds. And this one sent into the box where it's scooped up by Sherwin. Sherwin punts it. It's deflected, rolls out of bounds, Needham ball. 8.5 to go here in this round of 16 contest. Pass goes out far side. Ament tries a pass, walled off, taken back by the Rockets. Battling for the ball. As it's chased down again by Ament. Ament now racing up the far side, a pass. Finds its target, now a pass over to Leshley. Leshley sends it out near side to Vianello. Vianello looking for someone to send a leader for, and it's just barely disrupted, but goes back to Vianello. Vianello now trying to gain the edge on the far sideline. Still going, now sending a crosser to the box. Deflected up in the air. Headed forward by Leshley, but kicked back out of the box. Or actually kind of sliced on the kick. Still fighting for it. Turning around, shoot, and it's walled off. As we got some subs that have checked into the game. As this one's passed over to Paige Hammond. Hammond sends it forward for Kimbrough, but it gets away from her. Cleared out. Going to be chased down by Kesselman. Kesselman looking. And it's knocked out of bounds. Throw in. Knocked out again. Throw in. Collected by Hammond. Passed back to Hall. Hall boots it upfield. Knocked down. Cleared out. Now too far forward. It's going to be taken by Kesselman and passed back to Sherwin. Sherwin out to Hall. Hall upfield, out far side. Could not be chased down by Amalia Lindgren-Palm. It's out of bounds. Now that one disrupted by, I believe, Juliana Siegel, as it is taken by Brookline. Lindgren-Palm runs out of room on the far side. Throw in for Needham. Battle for the ball, won by Lindgren-Palm, but her kick taken right back by Needham. Pass out near side to Bonacia. Bonacia headed down. Taken back by Wolin. Wolin's shot walled by Hall. Tries to get a pass off, disrupted by Kesselman. Kesselman passes it up to Leshley. Leshley just holding the ball for the moment. Now cuts towards the middle. Turns up field pass, misses Kimbrough, and it's kicked away. And that's just going to bounce out of bounds. Just over 5 minutes left in this one. Ament passes it. Gets it to Kesselman, who taps it back to Sherwin. Sherwin barely gets a pass away to Kesselman, who then sends it near side to Vianello. Vianello racing it upfield, getting it as far away from her own end as possible. And she's just going to keep going until somebody stops her, and finally someone stops her. But it's recovered by Leshley. We are in stoppage time here in the second half. Clock frozen at 5 minutes. Leshley pass to the middle. Finds a target. Hammond tried to pass it forward, but missed, knocked away. Levine with the ball. Gets a pass. Kicked upfield to Moreski. Moreski sends it out far side, finds a target. Running out of room, though, as Ament battling for it. And out of bounds. That's going to be a goal kick. We got some more subs checking in for the Warriors. Among them, number 21, Lila Cannon. And I saw one more. I mean, I didn't quite see who. It looks like it's going to be the far side wing defender, so might take me a little bit to identify the jersey number. This one kicked upfield, almost intercepted by Wolin, but instead it's taken by Hammond. Now intercepted by Wolin. A long shot comes in well wide of the net. I think the other substitution for Brookline was number 19, Nora Shu. Pass out to Shu, kicked up the line. Now fighting for it. Needham recovers pass to the middle, intercepted by Leshley. Leshley fakes, dribbles up the middle, long leading kick. They're waiting for it, charging after it, fighting for it. This is Lindgren. This is Cannon. Runs out of room, and no deflection. They call goal kick. Both Cannon and Kimbrough were in a good position to race around that one, and with more experience, they're going to get better at timing that burst of speed to fight for those balls. As they send this one forward, Kimbrough sends it. Deflects off a defender. Cannon now charging in. Cannon tripped up from behind, and they call the penalty in the box. This is going to be a PK chance for Brookline. And it is going to be Anna Leshley. Are we going to see our second straight hat trick for Brookline? Hammond had 3 on Sunday. Will Leshley have her 3rd here? Resetting the ball in the proper spot. Just to make everyone wait. Throw the hats! She's got 3! Anna Leshley with her 3rd goal of the day, and she has the hat trick. Anna Leshley, who had just 1 postseason goal to her career coming into these playoffs. And then now she's got 4 goals and 2 assists through 2 games in this postseason. What a great start to the playoffs for Anna Leshley. 4-0, the Brookline lead here in stoppage time. And how about the push forward from Jada Kimbrough and Lila Cannon, the backup forwards, being able to draw that penalty in the box to set up their co-captain for her 3rd goal. You know, the players that draw PK chances don't always get their names in the box score, but I want to make sure we give our proper credit here. Hats off to Kimbrough and Cannon for making that one happen. Free kick coming for the Rockets. Ciappinelli, long kick, high. And there is the triple whistle. The final score here at Parsons Field, the 5th-seeded Brookline High Warriors 4, the 12th-seeded Needham High Rockets 0. And for the 3rd straight year, the Brookline Warriors are going to the quarterfinals. What a thrilling contest That one was Brookline put on another show. I mean, it's not quite 10 goals, but scoring 4 against a team that previously shut you out, that is a statement. That is a very loud statement. You cannot overlook this Brookline offense at all. Anna Leshley leading the way with a brilliant day of 3 goals and 1 assist, playing a role in all 4 of Brookline's scores. The one other goal scored by McKenna Hammond. We know there was at least 1 assist for Sydney Freeze. There was one play we couldn't quite figure out the assist on, and then one of them was an unassisted PK score, with the penalty being drawn by Lila Cannon. So Brookline will take on 4th-seeded Wellesley on the road on the 10th, on Friday. So Brookline going out to Wellesley on Friday at 2 p.m. according to the MIAA tournament bracket site, which has been updated just that fast. And that's going to be an interesting matchup. The 4th-seeded Raiders will host the 5th-seeded Warriors, who swept Wellesley in the regular season, beating them 3-2 in Wellesley on September 21st, and then beating Wellesley 5-1 at home on October 19th. So Wellesley's going to be looking to hold serve at home while also avenging 2 regular season losses. Brookline will be aiming to make the 1-seed upset in the quarterfinals and try and advance to the Final Four. So hats off to both teams, and I want to make sure we give our proper shout-out to the Needham High Rockets for a solid season. They went 8-5-5 in the regular season to finish as the 12th-ranked team in the power rankings, defeated number 21 Woburn 3-0 in the round of 32. And a fond farewell to the senior class of 2024 for Needham, featuring number 14 Marin McNeil, number 19 Riley McGillivray, number 21 Sandra Zolotar, number 22 Anna Lieberman, number 24 Sam Frankel. Hats off to the seniors for Needham. But of course, congratulations to Brookline. The Warriors march on, and they will move to the quarterfinals for the 3rd straight year. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Remember, if you enjoyed this live stream, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams, including the next round contest for this Brookline High girls soccer team as they move on to the quarterfinals. Be sure to look out for that. Subscribing to the channel can help. If there's anything you'd like to say, thank you to all those who brought the kind words in the live chat. One last note from MH Paget. Thank you, Jesse. Great job. Thank you very much. To anyone who wants to say anything after the live stream is concluded, you can say it in the comment section down below. You can also go down below to the description section where you can find a link to the official Venmo account for the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club, which supports all 6 Brookline soccer teams, girls and boys, varsity, JV, and freshmen. You can also find a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Community Foundation. And you can also find some more information about me either in the description section or on the bottom right corner of your screen. You can find a link to my personal website, jessesports.com. Find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or if you want to skip past all that, you can just email me directly with any questions or requests you may have. And remember to follow me on Instagram, where I post highlights from previous live streams. But for this live stream, that's going to do it. Brookline 4, Needham 0. Warriors advance to the round of 8 from Parsons Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.